video, we follow the hardship that me and several of my friends are forced to endure. I hope you enjoy, like and subscribe. Hey, what's up everybody, Reese here. I just want to say thank you for checking out the videos. This bad boy took me about 3 months to put together for reasons. Really appreciate you watching this video, and with that said, away we go. Since none of us have actually played this game before, we spent our first day focusing mainly on collecting resources.
You and me both.
By the end of the night, we was able to set up a small little bed that allowed us to sleep through the night and wake up in the morning.
Yes, I go inside this man. Bedtime.
Day 2 started, and I already got locked into battle with a massive hit. I instantly regretted this because it took my ass. After gathering my stuff back off the floor, I decided to collect a few grass planks and began setting up our first home. I spent the rest of the day exploring around and engaged my first lava. It managed to kill me. I decided to stay home for the rest of the day and carry on building, as it was far too long. Day 3 rolled around, and we started out with some grub hunting as we needed to cut some leather to make some armor. Me being me, I decided to wander one small orb weaver for the first time. It was going really well until my nemesis, Giant Wolf Spider, decided to come out the tree and kill me again. Defeated, I decided to go out and farm up some more well-needed resources, as we had pretty much nothing. I discovered our first milk molar underneath this can, and I continued to collect and started researching some new resources.
Day 4, finally equipped with some basic tier 1 armour, I went out exploring more and found the old ancestor kill, as well as another lava that I battled and was able to shoot arrows and armour. And claiming my revenge for the first one that got me off. I took it all to the research station and unlocked some more blueprints to help us progress and upgrade our gear even further. Our third player Neil joined us, and that night to help us, and we all tried to sleep for the night, but my nemesis, the wolf spider, attacked once again, slaughtering all 3 of us. Day 5. With last night's slaughter fresh in everyone's mind, we tried to start work on building the walls higher. However, the wolf spider was still lurking around and struck again. With a bit of cunning from Kyle, we was able to lure this one to the pond, drowning it and securing us our first tier 2 second resources very early on in the game. We immediately took them to be researched, naturally. I continued with collecting more resources outside the walls, only to yet again be killed by another wolf spider. That night, lo and behold, the wolf spiders breached our walls, causing chaos. We used our new tactic and was able to drown a second wolf spider in the pond, and made even more fish to lose us. While out collecting clay that night, another wolf spider hunted me down, and it's a payback, 2 kills we got on this.
Day 6. I really needed some tier 2 ladybug armor, so I tried to take one down and failed miserably. Instead, I decided to check out the old ant hill we discovered on day 4 to see what resources I could gather from it. I managed to collect a bunch of resources called quartz, really useful for repairing and upgrading our weapons and gear. Naturally, the red ants living here still were not happy to see me, and I spent a lot of time locked in combat. That night we gathered together and decided to head up to the Hidden Oak Lab looking for answers on what was going on. We loot the place and eventually find a robot in need of help. He tells us about several labs across the garden that we must go to and find the super pet chip. Day 7. We begin the day with some light exploring and come across a stink bug for the first time. These things are lethal when you're getting close, so I decided to run off and find something a bit smaller to fight instead. We all tried to team up on a bombardier and got our asses kicked multiple times for trying. We attempted it a few more times, but it was just too strong and we really needed ranged weapons such as a bow.
Day 8 opened up with some light resource gathering, and while I was out, I was ambushed by a small orb weaver, which was carrying the exact resources we were going to need to create a tier 2 insect bow. Later that night, back at home, another wolf spider attacked, causing chaos and forcing us all from the base for the rest of the night.
Day 9, still outside from being forced out by the spider, I was caught by a lava. With a few quick dashes from my new ant club, it was gone. We ran all the way home to check if the wolf spiders had left, allowing us to re-gear up and head out for a hunt as a group of 3. Like a pack of bloodthirsty wolves, we track down a huge ladybug. Using spears and bows, we take on this tanky bastard, eventually bringing it down and allowing us to research and unlock our first tier 2 armor, the ladybug. We continued our hunt only to be one by one hunted down by roaming wolf spiders.
Day 10 and I decided to start my mission. Collect heavy
Let
grass
there be light!
turned into plant fiber later, and also expected to help me find a home. After that, I went down to the old hospital for some more flora, for my weapon upgrade, and then out for a ton of clay with new walls I want to build at. I also had the pleasure of meeting my first mosquito, and they are fucking terrifying. They're fast, they're quick, and they are deadly.
Day 11. After spending the rest of day 10 dying and over again trying to protect my gear, I started to work on the Great Clay Wall and redesigning our base to better protect us from wolf spiders. While looking for more clay, and I had my second encounter with a mosquito, which I was honestly panicking, and it eventually killed me. With a bit of stealth, I managed to sneak around like a ninja, not alerting the monsters. Okay, a small army of weevils and gather up some raw meat. It was pretty weird to see that many weevils in one place. Rather different from it. Day 12, I started out with a quick mushroom breakfast before I commenced a long run home. Safe and sound at home, I started more work building up the great clay walls as high as I could get them, while adding a few other upgrades around the home as well. That night, while collecting even more clay, I got my first taste of battle with new insects and the fire. Using the new bow, this firefly would stand no chance against me. And slowly blood rage, I hacked, slashed, and got everything in sight that night, becoming more proficient in combat. Day 13, and back at home I used the resource I gathered that night on the wall. We was all in a good mood, noticing that we'd not been attacked for a few days by the wolf spiders, so we went out to gather the grass planks and weed stems to really ramp up the construction. That night we started building our inner home, which we would use as our storage and inner crafting hub.
I really hate mice. They just have a habit of being absolutely everywhere, and there's normally about 10 of them. As you can see, the work on the inner home and the Great Clay Walls is in full drive, and we've spent all day collecting and transporting logs we needed from further and further away. It had been noted that the food situation to support us all was becoming a serious issue, so that night I got to work setting up several crop planters, allowing us to grow our own mushrooms on demand at home whenever we needed them.
Day 15, and early in the morning we spotted a large group of all-breather spiders outside our walls. So we charged out valiantly, out to try and clean them out before they became a bigger problem. We managed to find our second milk molar nearby, allowing us to upgrade our character a little bit more. I put mine into my max health. After cleaning up the spider problem, I continued my construction work around the base for the rest of the day. Midday, I fancied a bit of hunting with my bow, as well as a bit of gathering up even more clay along the way. Back home and full of loot, we was all starting to feel safe behind our partial great clay walls. We were so very wrong, as that night a wolf spider walked right over the walls and began targeting everyone. With a bit of quick thinking and skill, I managed to kill my first wolf spider using the pond. I instantly started filling in more of the clay walls, however the wolf spider number 2 of the day attacked, forcing me to catch through the freaking two ponds for the rest of the night, where I just sat there swimming while it roamed around and killed everybody else. Day 16. With the consistent attacks and deaths, our great clay walls were heavily damaged, so we all scattered to collect and build as we needed to get them back into fighting again. That night I worked more on the inner house, and I had big plans for later. Day 17. I was still working alone, so I gave myself some time off, which I wanted to use to go explore a secret underwater facility I discovered previously. Once inside the facility, I looked around for any loot I could grab, as well as any signs of some new technology that we could use. After a lot of exploring of the facility and gathering the resources, I was done my time exploring the old lab, and I returned to creating more spike traps around the outer walls of our base. With a lot of work done on the inner house and it now partially built, we started to make new crafting machines that would take time to build, so I went out and to relax on our new berry chair that we built upstairs. While chilling in the berry chair, I also had an idea for a huge upper industrial area full of every crafting machine, allowing us the ability to mass produce resources we would need on site. Day 18, we needed so much more scraps for everything we wanted to build, such as armor upgrades, and they are a key component in the spike trap. Kyle came up with a great idea of carrying the full pallet plus a full stack of stems, allowing us to bring back more and speed up production for the rest of the project we would be building. Another trip for me off to the old ant hill as usual for more chlorites and to push off the red ants a little bit more. That night, all the hard work collecting resources paid off, and I was able to start applying upgrades to my basic tier 1 armor set. Day 19, I now had more upgraded and durable armor, and I was now able to explore further than I had any of us done before, finding an audio log revealing some details on what might have happened to me. After a short uneventful journey round the Great Ocean, I come across my first spider snake with spider link. Naturally, I bravely defeat them, losing everything I could carry. Back at home, I was feeling safe upgrading my armor until yet another wolf spider appeared. With full wolf spiders all around us, I went to go outside at night to find even more spiders waiting to kill me. Day 20. Spiders were still being a pain in the ass, and I couldn't hide anywhere, and being forced to fight this small orb weaver, my spear broke mid-battle and I had to punch it in the face to death. With main base still overrun by spiders, I pushed deeper into the garden, hoping to find more answers and a lot more new loot. While wandering, I came across a large pack of red ants that I'd engaged in battle and dispatched them promptly. I then followed their trail deeper into the garden, only to come across the main ant's nest. I fought hard in an attempt to breach their nest, but there was just legions and legions of red ants spewing out of the hole. Eventually they managed to take me down just by sheer numbers. After running all the way back from main base, I decided the smart thing to do would be to set up a bed nearby and prepare to engage for round 2, only to find even more red ants coming out the red ants nest. That night I get all the way home and thought it'd be a good idea to take on a firefly. It was not, and my night was going to get a hell of a lot worse as I was going to have to run all the way back from the red ants area, all the way home several times. Day 21 was a pretty crazy one, to be fair. I was instantly panicked as it was saying that we had an incoming attack on our main base. The Red Ants had come with a huge army of workers and soldiers to wipe us out. Despite being alone, I bravely defended the walls as best as I could. The walls were hit hard, but we won. I spent the rest of the day fixing what I could, well into the night, as well as gathering up some more clay. It took repairing the walls. Day 22 started dealing with the spider problem outside the damaged walls before turning my attention to replacing the lost spikes and walls around the base with whatever resources I could find. On my way out, on a resource mission, I managed to solo cheese this ladybug and continued to collect the vital resources we need to repair the base. Day 23, I met up with Kyle and we grabbed a full set of red ant armor each and decided to sneak inside the main red ant nest, blending in like one of the family and allowing us to freely collect and explore large portions of their cave network. Back at home, we had another wolf spider attack, which eventually we managed to bring down with our bows and a bit of morale boost from that.
Day 24, and we are in desperate need of more clay to fix the walls. I spent most of the day in the swamps and digging it up. While by the swamps, I decided to shoot down some berries out the nearby berry bush tree with my tier 2 insect attack. I could collect up the leather and create up some new armour. Back home, we had unlocked the tier 2 foundations. I was using them for walls. Pebble foundation, which is way more durable than clay, but also it's going to cost us more resources to build it. I worked as hard as I could, well into the night, to upgrade the walls.
Day 25 and I'm still hard at work building up the new walls. However, we ran out of clay and tablets once again, forcing me outside into a winter changes master trap. Got some more stuff and we were in full build mode all night preparing for future attacks and to build up our walls to stop them. On to day 26. Chilling with Kyle that morning, and with no real resources to build more up right now, we had to go out for a good old-fashioned hunt together. We hunted down a good group of Day 27, and with the consistent attacks that were pissing everybody off, so we decided to build more around the main base, get more done, get more built up, get more secure. By midday, we was joined by my American friend Bob Zombie, who was brand new to the game just like the rest of us, so I went out to meet him and brought him back to the main base, gave him a quick tour, showed him around, and basically just let him gear himself up and do what he wanted. Complete the outer resources again, I headed out at night, come across a massive army of lavas attempting to kill me. There must have been about 20 of them. I've never seen so many before in my life. Day 28. While out, I found a new cave entrance and went in with no torch like a noob, but ultimately I did manage to gather up a lot of useful resources that we desperately needed, chlorite and tablets. Back home, I was able to upgrade my new gear, which is the Ladybug armor from before, most of it being tier 2 now, as well as getting on with more building around the base to make sure we are all secure at night. Day 29. After spending several days rebuilding and upgrading our walls, we would be tested once again by the Red Ant Army. An epic defense was underway and I was heroically cutting down the Ents as fast as I could, left and right. Ultimately, the walls and the defences held, and the damage was minimum compared to what it would be like if it was clay. It was a good sign that our defences were going to hold future attacks pretty well. I celebrated our second victory by fighting my first bee and gaining some new materials, as well as pre-preparing the walls as best I could. And on day 30, we were still struggling for sap. It was a central resource for creating armor upgrades as well as our spike trap defenses, so I got to work setting up some automatic sap catchers on the tree near it. This would massively increase our sap production, and it's as simple as just going up and collecting it every day. I spent all day getting the sap catchers built as we desperately needed it. I also got another bee kill under my belt and was saving for a tier 2 bee. Day 31, and armed with my new bee stinger spear, I went for my first hunt in the pond, collecting up a bunch of awesome new items, unlocking the diving gear, useful for us if we wanted to go deeper to look for the secret pond land. My buddy Carl jumped on later in the morning and alerting us all to more spiders massing on our walls. We ran out there to deal with them. With the spider threat over once and again, for the day at least, I continued my slaughter fest in the pond. Later on, and back at home, I crafted up a bunch of various smoothies, each with a unique buff effect, and it could also heal us. I decided to head out to the old ant hill for more resources, and the ants were not happy to see me once again. The rest of the night was spent building at home, followed by a bit more night hunting. Day 32, and I was back in full build mode again, trying to fully upgrade the entire wall to tablets, slowly but surely. Before the building, I set out for some hunting and gathering, getting myself into a bunch of nests. Excuse me while I quickly grab the next piece of paper. Deep underground of a massive ant's nest, I found myself trapped by hordes of red ants after stealing too many of their eggs. Finally escaping the ant's nest and with a basket full of goodies, I attempt to make my way back home, but it never gets easy. Day 33 rolled round, and finally, after trial and tribulation with my resources safely home, I headed out with a new empty basket with the plan of filling it and myself with a massive amount of resources as we desperately needed to fix our gear. After a bit of running, I arrived at the berry bushes and I set up a small outpost instead, allowing me to get my resources in a safe place while exploring further out. After collecting a bunch more berry leather, I stored it all at the outpost so I could safely explore underneath the berry bushes for more resources. While exploring under the bushes, I managed to find another milk molar, deep in the back of the hay bushes, and continue to explore the area for anything else I can find. Back at the outpost, I stored all my resources in a larger storage box and then camped out for the rest of the night until morning. Day 34. With my box of resources, I collected what I can on my way home. My first challenge for the day was 2 volunteers. I unloaded on them with my throw crossbow and no armour. The next challenge was with all breeders. Easy peasy if you ask me. Challenge 3 was not so easy, and with no armour, I was about to struggle to keep my lead. This is going to be a very long and annoying day for me trying to get After dying over and over again for what feels like 20 times, Carl met me at the main base and we picked up some armour so I could Finally, I managed to return home with a ton of resources which would help us fix up our best year and continue building up the main base, allowing me to do my work. I was going to build a Day 35 rolled around again, started with a grub roast for breakfast before I got right back into work on my new garden area on the lily pad. I worked hard all day and night collecting and building up the food farm to better provide enough food for all the players running around. On day 36, I was armed with a fresh empty storage box, so I decided to head out first thing, only to be ambushed by yet another wolf spider attempt and almost killed me. I met up with Carl and we both headed out to collect up a massive amount of materials for the food farm construction and generating us some more food than we'll ever need. On day 37, Carl had been working hard collecting resources and dropping some off to me to help me speed up the food farm building. Later that night we both headed out to go collect up some more resources and to hunt down some more insects. On day 38 we had managed to travel far at night relative to coming across this new variant of ladybug which entered both running, so it was terrifying and we had no idea what the hell to do. We continued going further away from the home to explore a new area. Along the way we found a new milk mole. After a lot more travelling, we had made it to the opposite side of the garden from home and was eager to explore the new area. Working together, we got to work creating our own staircase and outpost, allowing us to access the upper garden areas as we pleased. We attempted to explore the upper gardens for the first time for new resources, however there was a serious heat effect making it too dangerous for us right now, so we headed back to rethink our plans. Day 39, and while taking inventory around the base, I realised we were still short several parts for new diving gear, so I started my morning with some spearfishing, spending all day and all night chasing around various critters in the pond to try and get the components we needed to make scuba diving gear and flippers. At day 40, I was finally equipped with some basic tier 1 diving gear. I dove deep into the pond for the first time and began looking for signs of the pond labs as well as any signs of new user. After finding some fish scales and some sunken bones, I also find signs of the pond labs that we were looking for in the first place. With my diving gear only being tier 1, I was going to struggle to explore this massive complex easily. I managed to explore the insides to find I have to hit 3 breakers outside in the pond to power the underwater lab and find our first super. Searching and looting as much as I could, finding as much as I could not find the ship, so I headed back out with what I had before more robots decided to appear. Day 41. And on leaving the ponds and resurfacing, I realised it was now morning. After making it back to shore, I put all my new resources away at home and geared up for a ground adventure, and decided to travel all the way to a new area by the sandbox and investigate what was there. After a lot of danger and a lot of running, I was finally there. I got to work building a staircase so I could get on top of the sandbox and scout the region better. By the end of the night, I was up, but I was under supplied, so I decided to run home tonight and bring over more combat and healing items to try and take on whatever's waiting in the sandbox's depths. Day 41. Nope, day 42 actually, my mistake, but we'll roll with it. And back at home, I wasted no time collecting up more of what we needed to help us in the sandboxy area. By midday, I had made it back to the sandbox outpost with a bag of resources on my back and immediately got to work expanding the outpost while also exploring the area around us. Late that night, I entered the sandbox for the first time, unaware of what lies within it. Me and Kyle get to meet our first Antillean together. These are tough and they hit super hard, making the crow crossbow our only means to really bring them down. We're now on day 43. Morning came and we were slaying Antillians all night, but it had not been easy and it was taxing on our small amount of resources in the sandbox outpost. We also discovered our first black ants, which were instantly decided to murder them for some new gear blueprints. Kyle discovered an Antillian in a hole, so while he kept its attention below, I sniped it down from up high. After killing it, Kyle ran into the hole like a mad lad, finding some new resources. With all the fighting in the sandbox, we had already used up most of our supplies with us, so I headed home to restock as much as I could to bring back the sandbox outpost so we could continue exploring it and look for the sandbox lab. Day 44 started and I befriended a small family of weevils before me and Kyle set off to the sandbox once again with 2 full boxes of resources. After several near misses, we were able to make it back to the sandbox outpost and continued building up the main house. We worked and collected whatever resources we could through the night to get as much built of the outpost as we could before the next day started. Day 45, and that next morning I was fully equipped and ready to explore the sandbox for signs of the new lab. After several Antilians, I delved into the Black Ant nest for the first time and began exploring despite a lot of resistance from the locals. And the random ladybug down there as well, which is pretty weird. After scouting out a good portion of the Black Ant's nest, I find a second exit leading to a new unexplored area of the garden. After finding a new milk molar, I continue to explore what we refer to as the Trash Can Mountains. Kyle joined me to help scout the new area faster for potential new resources, and together we fought our way back to the main base during the night with all of our new resources collected. Day 47, we were joined by my buddy Bob Zombie once again from his solo adventures. I enlisted his assistance in clearing out the daily spiders building up outside our walls. Together, we then set out all the way to the berry bushes to gather up more leather to improve everybody's armors more, as it was very expensive by this point to raise it up to a level. That night, we all made it back, and I got to work crafting good plate and berry plates to use on armor upgrades. I tried to take on a wolf spider with my new black ant shield. After a hard battle, I realised I was all the way back at Sandbox Outpost alone. I geared up as best as I could and hunted some more Antillians for the rest of the night. Day 47. After battling Antillians well into the morning, I was able to gather up a Oreo cookie, a giant Oreo cookie. I then continued the war on the Antillians with my friend Bob Zombie. With the rest of the team, we continued our adventure and headed back up to the upper gardens again to test the new tier 3 Antillian armor which we had managed to craft up, giving me some heat resistance. While I gathered up some hot barbecue charcoal, the others explored the immediate area and was watching my back at the same time. After a lot of adventuring, we made our way back to the main base. Finally at home, we banked our resources before heading to the local research station to scan up the new resources we had just brought back. Day 48. It's my day with a bit of hunting and gathering as we usually are doing every day. Not just focusing till later that night. At home, I geared up for another deep sea dive into the pond lab once again. After swimming all the way down there, I forgot to take any light source, so I had to return back to the main home to craft up some new lights and then to delve into the lab pond once again. After a lot of exploring, I finally start making progress using the console and opening up more areas of the lab. With my new trident, I gloriously battle waves of attack droids that are just coming out of every room from every direction and they want me dead. With a lot of effort, I eventually found the core room of the lab, full of resources and more importantly the Pond Lab super ship, which is the first super ship of the
I wonder how they even found out about it. No doubt it was the loose lips of that blabbing Klein. But perhaps his indiscretion is worked in my favor in this instance, and I will have the last laugh. Once Ahmed sees what I've accomplished here, I will prove that their many years of investment in me was not a mistake. How it will feel to have them watch me in my moment of triumph. This is what I've been working toward my entire career. Recognition at last.
Day 49, it had become morning by the time I had finally completed the pond lab, so I gathered up as much as I could before making my way out, and back to the friendly robot inside the Great Oak Lab. That night I was organising our resources and realised that again we are running low on everything. After taking note of what we needed, I set off for another hunt and gather in the area and tried to pick our current resource.
Now I'm sure that some of you will be skeptical, but I have no doubt that a demonstration of this device will show you a vision of the future, of Ahmed's future, of our future. Now, if you all put on your paper goggles, I'll begin the demonstration. Behold, the future. Everyone, please stay in your seats. Please stay in your seats. This is a minor issue I assure you. Just give me a moment. I can fix this. I can fix this.
E50, and this one's the big boy. This is where we're going to end up this video. So I hope you enjoyed the first 49 days, and away we go. After filling my backpack full of resources, I was attacked by another wolf spider right next to the berry bush outpost. I banked everything I had collected in the berry bush outpost box before heading under the bushes once again to gather up as much as I could carry. After a lot of hunting and gathering, night had fallen, so with another backpack full of stuff, I headed back to the berry bush outpost to bank and meet up with Kyle. Together, we would begin searching for the hedge lab entrance, battling our way through several more spiders. Eventually, we would find the climb point to begin our search. So we quickly set up a little outpost here, and we would rest up and prepare for a long time to find the hedge lab. Thank you for watching my video. I'm hoping to get the next 50 days out soon. Due to my computer limitations, I wasn't able to make the video in whole like I originally wanted to. So please bear with me on that. And again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Catch you guys in a bit. Bye bye.